Well, New York's politicians say their city is a sanctuary for illegal aliens, but the NYPD apparently has its own ideas. New York City police have reportedly been informing ICE, the federal immigration authorities, of the court dates of illegal immigrants charged with crimes, thereby giving ICE the information it needs to make arrests. Lori Zeno is co-founder and deputy director of Queens Law Associates. She recently described that policy as, quote, outrageous. Lori joins us tonight. Lori, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So it's a pretty black and white story. David Gonzalez, he's an illegal alien. He's 51 years old. In 1999, he was convicted of sexual assault on a child and deported from this country. He snuck back in, and last month he was busted on the number 7 train, New York City subway, molesting a woman. The NYPD brought him in, then they called ICE so he could be deported again. He's here illegally, and you say that's outrageous. Tell me why.
Okay. Well, my opinion about it being outrageous is really based on the bigger picture as opposed to the individual client. Mayor de Blasio has gone on television and told New Yorkers that New York is a sanctuary city.
Okay.
That immigrants, all New Yorkers, are safe and that we essentially have your back. And then what happens is immigrants walk around and they think everything is safe and they're okay and, you know, nobody's going to turn them in to immigration. Right. And then they get arrested, and NYPD actually calls immigration from central booking, and the outrageousness is really twofold.
Wait, can I stop there? I just want to make sure I have this straight. So you're saying it's outrageous that Mayor de Blasio doesn't, quote, have the back of a convicted illegal alien sex offender who molested someone else on the subway. Well, he should have his back?
Well, like I said, it's not about an individual client, it's about the bigger picture. Because
well, it's actually about an individual case where this actually happened as a real person. This
well, sure, that
took
actually
place.
happened.
So, right,
but we're talking about
outrageous.
Government. No. We're talking about government agencies. We're talking about New York City Police Department. We're talking about the New York City courts. We're talking about
right.
the mayor
You want to
of
take
New
it
York
to an
City.
abstract level at 35,000 people. Let's bring it back down to subway level. This guy apparently tried to molest a woman on the subway. He's here illegally. He's a convicted sex offender. This is a tough one to defend, I'll concede. But you're saying that Mayor de Blasio should have his back, shouldn't be mean to this guy because why?
It's not about being mean.
How about deporting him?
And you know what? I'm not saying whether or not the mayor should have somebody's back or not. The
mayor
mayor
said
it.
You just said.
Okay. No, I said the mayor said it.
Oh,
the mayor came on television and said, New Yorkers, we're all safe. Don't worry. And in fact, they're not. When they come to court,
so some
they
of the sex
are
offenders
safe.
aren't safe in New York
it's not
now.
about whether it's a sex offender.
Well, it's actually about a specific guy called David Gonzalez.
Well, you want to make it about a specific guy.
Well, I don't know.
But I'm a public defender who handles 30,000 cases a year.
I get it.
Right.
But this
so it's
is
not
a
just
specific
about one
case.
person.
Right. You want to make it about everybody. But I'm just saying, if you were on the subway and got molested by David Gonzalez, maybe you would ask, what's he doing in this country?
I might.
And how did he get back after being convicted of sexually assaulting a child?
Well, I might ask all those things.
And maybe you wouldn't feel like, oh, that's unwelcoming.
And maybe that's, no, actually, I might ask all of those things. And if I'm an individual person, I get it. I get the individual person is saying, okay, folks, listen.
But you can't think about the individual because that makes it too complicated?
No. I can absolutely think about the individual.
Okay. I'm losing
I can
track
understand an individual's point of view. They're here, they're illegal, they're committing crime, you're the police, you're the courts, why can't you make them leave?
Yeah, right.
Got it, okay.
Yeah,
and I get that you want to continue to say they're molesting children, they're molesting children.
Well, he actually did molest children.
This person
That's not making it
maybe
up.
this one person molested a child, he was convicted of that. But it's a bigger issue when you're talking about government. Right. You're talking about a mayor, you're talking about the court system, you're talking about the police department, and you're talking about a promise that we're a sanctuary city.
But
and in fact, the NYPD is calling the police or calling immigration and turning these people in.
So you're basically saying,
let me finish.
Okay.
Based on what's called an NCIC report, okay? That's a report that gets attached to the end of a rap sheet. And what comes on that report says things like, this person has some sort of immigration issue, this person's up for deportation, this person may be wanted for a murder in Texas, this person was convicted of this or that or the other thing, right?
And you're telling me we shouldn't take that into account because why? How about, why don't you answer this question, Lori? How does that serve the interests of people who are here legally, like American citizens, like me or you or our children?
Okay. Okay, here's why we shouldn't take the NCIC report seriously, because it is based on a name check and a date of birth. It's not based on somebody's fingerprints. It's, well,
Okay.
we think this
I don't know
guy
if you know how the
might
system
be this
works,
person.
Lori, but nobody gets deported without an identity verification. We're not grabbing people off the street and sending them out of the country. All those checks are done before they're put on a plane back to wherever. So this is not a real argument you're making.
That's
and you're
actually not
eliding
true.
over the tragedy that took place to an individual, not to society or government, because it's inconvenient to your argument. And
No,
my
that's
personal
actually
advice to you
not
is you're
true.
never going to win anyone over until you can look the facts right in the face and respond to them.
I
But you
can look
can't.
the facts in the face about this particular client, like I said. However, when you were talking about a government and a governmental agency, and you're talking about an entire city,
Right, I get it.
you either
the mayor made a
say what
stupid
you
promise,
mean
but he
and
better
mean
stick
what
with
you
it or
say.
else it's outrageous. Okay.
Well,
Lori, thanks a lot
sure.
for
How
joining
about
us
if
tonight.
you tell people that they're safe and then they come to court and they're not?
It's going to be a lot of
you know what?
disappointed child molesters. And you know what?
Mean
I'm
what
going
you
to sleep
say
well
and
anyway.
say what you mean.
Lori, thanks for coming on tonight. That was amazing.